Hello, we're reading from Trouble in Mind, Black Southerners in the Age of Jim Crow, Leon F. Litwack. Oh man, let's see if I can find the page I wanted to read. It's right here. Tell me if this doesn't sound familiar to you. It sounds familiar to me. Quarreling, infidelity, spousal abuse, separation, and desertion afflicted white and black families of all social classes. But tensions within working class black families could be particularly pronounced in an age in which expectations were repeatedly betrayed. Confinement to cramped living quarters and the struggle to eke out a living, compounded by the depredation of whites, both sexual and non-sexual, the exactions of sharecropping, the loss of political power, and the humiliations of Jim Crow strained marriages and made it, in many instances, for a volatile situation. Forced to conceal their anger and wear the mask in the presence of whites, black men found other ways to vent their frustration, and the victims might be those closest to them. When Nathaniel Wright deserted his wife and two children, 6-year-old Richard could remember only the pangs of hunger. And whenever I felt hunger, I thought of him with a deep biological bitterness. All too often, Ned Cobb had to look on helplessly as his mother and stepmother endured beatings from his father. If I had a $20 bill this morning, for every time I seen my daddy beat up my mother and beat up my stepmother, I wouldn't be sitting here this morning because I'd have up in the hundreds of dollars. Each one of them women, I didn't see no cause for it. I don't expect it ever to come in Daddy's mind what his children thought about it or how they would remember him for it. But that was a poor example to stamp and beat up children's mothers right before them. So, let's read the next paragraph. Much like their white counterparts, black males might lash out at women for no reason other than to exercise a male prerogative and to subdue independent spirits. Benjamin Mays recalled his father's hot temperament and the number of times we children had to hold him to keep him from hurting mother. If his mother had remained silent during his father's harangues, Benjamin recalled the arguments might have been fewer, but mother had to talk back. Our sympathy was with her. Zora Neale Hurston also came to admire her mother's ability to stand up to threats while asserting her own brand of independence, as when she outraged her husband by telling him that if he did not want to support her and the children, there was another man over the fence waiting for his job. Louis Armstrong recalled domestic violence, exchanged insults, the bloodied face of his mother, and being shunted from one place to another during marital breakups. All I had to do was turn my back, and a new pappy would appear. Some of them were fine guys, but others were lowlives. One day, a friend named Cocaine Buddy rushed up to him as he was leaving school to tell him someone was beating his mother. He dropped his books and ran home, hurt the man enough to send him to the hospital, and that was the last time he and his mother saw him. So, like I said, it looks familiar, it sounds familiar to me. In all ages, you could say of people, but I know of all ages of black people. And these people are not violent people, but in the relationships, it just goes haywire. And everybody's trying to have relationships absent the social reality. I don't know how to do that. Maybe there's a way. If you know how to do it, tell us. Share it with us. Because I love to learn. Until next time, take care of yourselves and be safe.